My name is Natasha Hafiz and today I'm going to discuss about the polymorphism and the virtual function. So first of all, I'm going to discuss why we introduced this term in code. So the meaning of polymorphism is poly means many and the morphism means form, means one thing and the multiple forms मतलब एक चीज की multiple forms, one name and many forms. Now moving towards the real time example to make it more clear. For example, a person behaves as an employee in the office, the same person behaves as a father in the house, and the same person behaves as a customer in the shopping mall. So, a person is one object and it behaves as an employee, father, and the customer as well. Its example in C++ is function overloading and operator overloading. So here's another question. How many and which are the types of the polymorphism? So there are basically two types of the polymorphism, compile time polymorphism and the runtime polymorphism. Now moving toward ways to achieve compile time polymorphism and the runtime polymorphism. Here the mostly asked question is what are the ways to achieve compile time polymorphism and the runtime polymorphism? So to achieve the compile time polymorphism, there are two ways which are function overloading and operator overloading. To achieve the runtime polymorphism, there is only one way, which is virtual function, and this is the function which is I'm going to further discuss. Before moving toward the virtual function, firstly I'm going to discuss about the compile time polymorphism. So compile time polymorphism means object is bound by function call. Basically, compile time means we already have decided which function is going to call. It can achieve by function overloading and operator overloading, as we can see. The next type is runtime polymorphism. When we have compiled the program and we are going to run the program, at that time it takes decision what is going to execute next, and it's one of its way is virtual function to achieve the runtime polymorphism. Now moving towards another important question is binding is present in both runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. So the answer is no. It is only present in compile time polymorphism. So in compile time, there is a binding, means compiler already knows which function is going to execute according to the argument. But in the runtime, there is no binding. It takes decision on the runtime. So moving toward next, here is another question. What are the other names of the run and the compile time polymorphism? So the compile time polymorphism is also called the static polymorphism, and the runtime polymorphism is also called the late binding. So moving toward our main topic, virtual function. Virtual function, as in runtime polymorphism, name and the parameters both are same. In this case, compiler get confused which function to call because your function name and the parameters everything will be same at every place. So to implement this situation, we use the virtual functions. Here is another very important question. When prototype and the function name is same in both classes, so which function compiler will run? I will give its answer after uh, and after a code. So here is the code. Firstly, I'm going to remove the virtual keyword and override keyword to make it more clear what it's actually do. So simply I create the class A with variable A and declares the A with the value of 10, and then create a void function and simply see out the value of A. Here I create an other class B, which is inherited from class A, and declare an other variable with the name of A1 and give it value 11, and again create an other function F1. Here you can see that the class A and class B both have the same function with the same name and same return type, and here I again simply see out the value of A1. Now moving towards the main part, I create the pointer object of class A and simply now call the function. It will simply see out the value of A, which is 10, and create an other object of class B and simply see out the and call the function f1. It will also simply display the value of B, which is 11. Now I create an other object of class A with the name obj2. Now I am doing obj2 equal to new b, मतलब मैंने जो सेकंड ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया है वो बनाया है क्लास ए का, लेकिन मैं उसको इक्वल कर रही हूँ क्लास बी के और देन कॉल कर रही हूँ फंक्शन डिस्प्ले वाले को। लेकिन इसको क्या करना चाहिए था कि क्योंकि मैंने ऑब्जेक्ट तो क्लास ए का बनाया था लेकिन मैं उसको इक्वल कर रही हूँ क्लास बी के, तो इसको बी वाली वैल्यू शो करनी चाहिए थी, मतलब A1 वाली वैल्यू को शो करना चाहिए था, विच इज़ इक्वल टू 11। लेकिन ये करेगा क्या, ये अगेन 10 वाली वैल्यू को शो करेगा। और ये आंसर है उस वाले क्वेश्चन का कि ये कौन सी वैल्यू शो करेगा। तो ये बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट अगर हम सेम नेम के फंक्शंस हैं तो ये बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट जो फंक्शन कॉल करेगा वो बेस क्लास वाला करेगा। Here I will show you its output. Here you can see that it will firstly print out the value of A, which is 10, then B, which is 11, A1, which is 11, then again A, which is 10. Firstly it calls the class A, then class B, and again class A. But मैंने जो उसको सेकंड ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया था वो मैंने क्लास बी के इक्वल किया था, लेकिन स्टिल वो क्लास ए वाले का ही ये वैल्यू शो कर रहा है। तो इस चीज़ को ख़त्म करने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे, हम सिंपली इस बेस क्लास में जो हमने फंक्शन बनाया है उसके साथ कीवर्ड वर्चुअल लिख देंगे, और जो बेस क्लास में फंक्शन है उसके साथ ओवरराइड लिख देंगे। अब ये क्या करेगा, अच्छा पहले ये कर रहा था, क्या कर रहा था कि ए क्लास वाले ऑब्जेक्ट को शो कर रहा था, देन बी वाले को कर रहा था और अगेन ए वाले को कर रहा था। अब क्या हम चाहते हैं कि अगर हमने सेकंड ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया है और उसको बी क्लास के इक्वल किया है तो हमें बी क्लास वाली ही वैल्यू शो होनी चाहिए, मतलब कि 11 शो होना चाहिए। तो इसके लिए हमने क्या किया कि वर्चुअल का वर्ड ऐड किया अपनी बेस क्लास में और ओवरराइड का किया अपनी ड्राइव क्लास के फंक्शन में। अब ये क्या वैल्यू शो करता है, लेट्स सी। So here you can see that firstly it will show the value of A, then class B, and again class B. So we overcome this situation by using the word virtual. Use word virtual with base class, whereas the name is same as the function in the derived class. So what will happen when my base pointer is pointing to base, you will get an answer of base class, and when your base pointer points to the derived, you will get the answer of derived class. Hope you guys get my point. Thank you so much.